This is Vanessa.
Hi, this is CMS Roche. How you doing today?
Hi, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Just want to see who you got on your end.
It's just me and Airman Castle.
Okay, so I got Colonel Roche, Chief Benavides, Chief Baldwin, and myself.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to meet with us today. I know we don't have a lot of time, so I appreciate that.
No, thank you.
So the purpose of this meeting, Airman Castle requested with Colonel Roche. How are you, sir? Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for taking the time. Is because we had heard either on multiple occasions or multiple different avenues that requests to either PCS Airman Castle, PCA him, or even offer option of telework, just so he could, I guess, minimize exposure to the squadron, and some of the leadership has been denied at either the command squadron commander level or the wing level, and we wanted to just answer any questions or talk about any hesitations or justification for that, because I do have some concerns as his mental health provider with him returning back into this environment.
Okay.
So I guess the last thing I heard from Commander Vasquez was that Lance may be moving to the ops group to work under different leadership. Is that what you all are tracking?
Hi, ma'am. This is Chief Baldwin. I'm the Mission Support Group Senior Enlisted Leader.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your first question about PCS, unfortunately that is an approval level at the local squadron commander or the wing commander here. That is an AFPC policy, in which that we have looked into, myself personally, to see if we could get him either a hardship PCS based off of his desires, and the outcome of his acquittal during his last court case, to see if we could just get him to another location. I was told he had family in San Antonio, so we tried looking at that, and that was disapproved at the AFPC level. As far as here locally, I have been working with Chief Benavides to find a suitable place for him to be employed while still being here at Cannon. We had a spot lined up, and then he went back to, or he went to your facility, I believe. So that kind of put that on pause, just trying to figure out when he was coming back. I did get the date of the 18th, I believe. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he'll be discharging from our program tomorrow and making his way back to Cannon on the 19th. And then he will be following up with his mental health team on the 22nd. And that's kind of the only kind of aftercare or anything firm that I've gotten so far.
Sure. Okay. So what we have done is coordinate with the ops group front office team to have him work over there in an administrative function for their front office. Under Chief Master Sergeant Ricky Lamb.
Okay.
That way he has a good support system over there, as well as the opportunity to take care of any medical appointments that he needs to do over there.
Okay.
Or while he's over there.
Okay. Lance, do you have any? Is that sufficient?
I mean, is there any other options in that, or is that my only option, ma'am? How you doing today, by the way? Sorry. Is it either take that or go back to the 27 SOLRS?
Sir, I've had a hard time just finding a place for you to be employed. I could put you somewhere within the mission support group as a whole, likely within the FSS facilities. But I don't know that it would offer as much flexibility as far as being able to take care of any appointments.
Yes, ma'am.
I was also, just to be clear, I was looking at trying to get you working with the strength coaches because I know you have a pretty strong fitness background on your personal levels. So I was looking into that option as well, and just the strength coaches haven't been available for me to finalize that coordination. And then I also wasn't sure on what I was tracking was your date of separation is October, I believe, and whether or not you were going to extend or get out or anything like that. So without having that solid timeline, because I haven't been able to have a conversation with you, they didn't want to have you start embedding in their programs and them utilizing you and getting you any certifications or any certifications that you already have, not knowing what your timeline was going to look like.
Mm-hmm. This is in reference to the strength coaches?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, well, I do 100% plan to get out as fast as I can. Still, I've been saying that for a year now. So whatever I need to do legally to get out ASAP with all my benefits, honorable discharge and all that stuff, GI Bill afterwards. But I would definitely be interested in the strength coaches route. When I do start this new ops front desk job, can I then go to the strength coaches if that works out in the end, or if I get a hold of them and talk to them and expedite it?
I will work with Mr. Cook to see if that's something that we can do if they're interested in it.
Okay. Okay.
But we will start with the admin side, just so I can talk to Mr. Cook.
Okay. And I just wanted to just put on the record too. So just out of curiosity, I have been recommended to telework through my Quadras counselor here in San Antonio, and then that was during the summer. And then again here at LRTC, Colonel Vasquez has told me that it was denied by Colonel Roche. I just wanted to know if that was accurate, and if so, for what reason?
I can't answer that.
Yeah. I don't know about the conversation that I had about it, but I would just say in general, right? Teleworking is not something that anyone in the mission support group should be doing unless it's a remote work type of situation where somebody has a skill set that, and this is on the civilian side, that we just can't hire to. I'm not sure how you would be productive at all teleworking considering your AFSC.
Yeah, and that's the justification that Colonel Vasquez provided as well, that this particular position in logistics doesn't support that kind of option. And so that's when we started exploring all the other options to find somewhere else for him to be employed at, as you say.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's the purpose of the meeting today. I did want to just make sure everybody was on the same page with some of the concerns that we have in regards to Airman Castle safety, the safety of others, and a risk of decompensation should he return to basically the environment he came from. So I do appreciate all the work that's been done to find other options.
Yeah, we were just, in addition to the ops group versus the strength coaches, I was also trying to make sure that we minimize contact between any of the LRS personnel and Airman Castle.
Okay.
Him working over in the ops group would be able to provide that a lot better than with the strength coaches, because the strength coaches bounce around between the squadron.
Mm-hmm.
The same strength coach may not always be the one that is working with LRS, and I just wanted to be able to minimize any of that where I could as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I know that when they even offered like maybe base security was as the same thing as well, like minimize his exposure to the MPs and those guys as well, because of his history of confinement and how that went too. So I can understand that as well.
So looking outside of the mission support group was the primary focus, just because of any interaction or potential interactions with anybody that may have not had a great interaction with prior to his acquittal.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So I did go back to work after my full acquittal on October 3. And so I was put back in the squadron for a month. And at the end of the month before coming here, I asked Lieutenant Colonel Vasquez if there was any issues that he has heard. He said from what he has heard, he's heard no bad things on me, and I've been professional and whatnot. But we've had a TTM with him, my first sergeant, Miss Vanessa, and myself around December 19th. And we asked about what the current plan is. And my current plan was, according to him, I was going to be put back into, I believe, inspection where I was previously at for that month. Do you know if that would have been a good idea? Because of what you just said, it was best if I'm not. But he was planning on putting me back in there if the TTM never happened.
I can't speak for Colonel Vasquez and what the previous decisions were.
Yeah, I'm asking, was like people aware of that though?
I specifically was
Chief
not, but I
Baldwin.
can't speak for Colonel Roche or Chief
Okay.
Benavides.
Okay. I just wanted to know that. Also, I just wanted to ask Colonel Roche, sir, were you aware that I was deemed an active shooter throughout my squadron and an insider threat? And then there's paperwork that they filed on me saying I'm like criminal conduct activity and potentially radicalized towards an anti-U.S. government group. And then also another thing, my PIF, that another separate supervisor, Tech Sergeant Cleveland, wrote that it's been stated to her that I've been targeting members within my squadron that have been in communication with leadership or have crossed me. So they're pretty much trying to paint this picture that I'm like essentially out to kill people now. And this was a couple of days before they was arrested and detained for 3 months in jail. Were you aware of any of that, Colonel Roche?
Not all of it, but a lot of it, right? And I'll say that there is a lot of paperwork, right? But what I'm focused on, Airman Castle, in my brain is you, you being healthy and leading a productive life. I don't care about the Air Force part of it. The second thing is, for your time remaining in the Air Force, right? I want to see you succeed. So if all the stuff that you're saying was written and documented is all false, then I would like you to prove it to me.
Okay, absolutely,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? I have zero opinion one way or the other. I am non-biased in this issue. I just know that there are multiple people, and I know the one thing that I am tracking for whatever reason, and it could be right or wrong, is that you failed to show up to work for a extended period of time, or you were at work but not at work, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And so, again, that could all been for, the absolute right reason, but there's got to be give and take on both sides, right? So I'm just hoping that we get you a fresh start in the ops group, right? And you show us that LRS was wrong.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you telling me that. So one thing I just want to let you know too, you might be aware, might not, but so since the Colonel military judge, her name's Colonel Vicky Marcus, she gave me a full acquittal. Obviously, everyone's aware of that. Depending on, or judging off her verdict, which she took all the mitigating factors and extenuating circumstances and decided that I got a full acquittal on that. Is that not proof enough, or would you like me to provide you certain details when I'm back? We could schedule a meeting and go over all that stuff. Actually, sorry, I need one more thing. And I do want to say that Colonel Vasquez has mentioned recently that he's never received any rationale or logic from the judge, and he literally said that he doesn't know if the judge gave me a full acquittal due to serving me another opportunity, as in like giving me a second chance. So I believe that she pretty much cleared my name, and I feel like my name is still not cleared Yeah, are you aware of any of that stuff, sir?
So what I do know is that you were court-martialed for certain things, and you were acquitted of those things, right? And there's
Yep.
But what I also know is that there's a lot of other paperwork, and when administrative discipline and everything else is handled, that there was a lot of things that were outside of that court-martial that led to those actions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what you're. I mean, I guess let me ask you a question. What are you trying to get? What's the end goal? Because I feel like that what Chief Baldwin and Chief Benavides and the shirt are trying to do for you is to do exactly what you are asking for to be a productive airman.
Right. No, and I'm very appreciative of that. I guess my end goal is, so I am working on an Article 138 for my command, and it's essentially to redress my rank being deducted and the back pay that I'm still back paying on and all the debt it's put me in and being in confinement for almost 3 months and that hardship part. So to answer your question, it's to redress my rank, get that back, and then get out of the Air Force.
Okay. Well, you have every right to address that, and it'll be and it'll be addressed as well.
It'll be addressed during the investigation.
Underwritten.
Once you file your 138, everybody that has been involved in your case from initiation, dating back all the way back to the back and forth between the COVID vaccine paperwork. When you file your 138, as a previous IG inspector, all of that will be investigated.
Awesome.
For you to have all that documentation, just so you're aware.
Thank you. And then my very last question to Colonel Roche again is I did write you a rebuttal, sir, from Article 15. I tried to get it appealed February 1st. I just wanted to know, have you read that? And what did you think about that rebuttal, sir?
Yes, I did read it. And I believe, and Counselor, correct me if I'm going astray here, but Airman Castle, bluntly, you may have been in the right on some things, but my assessment of all of that is you are looking at this from the wrong angle. I'm not sure why. I know that you have history and your background that probably leads you to this frame of mind, but everyone isn't out to get you. From my perspective, the track history that you had for the past 2 years, right? And maybe all that paperwork's wrong, but what I have is the paperwork. Is you failed to show to work, you failed to inform folks of where you were, everything else, which led to that decision.
This is why I didn't want to go back and forth.
No, this is good. Yes, sir. You said the past 2 years, so it was 2 years ago as well, when the vaccine mandate was issued, and that is also when the spiral has happened to me. That I could prove everything, like why I was moved to a different squadron, why I was moved back. I have so much concrete proof and evidence that I would love to show you in the future when I get back.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna, because you had asked, as you can see, that just speaks to the kind of deep level of mistrust here, and we're kind of trying to work on that, and like you're saying, I don't want to lose direction of what we're trying to do here today, because I know we don't have a lot of time, but obviously, I do appreciate you guys making these accommodations for him, and as you can see, that there's still a lot of resentment and mistrust towards command and leadership. So I appreciate you guys making these accommodations for him, but obviously there are some things that he still wants to work on going forward in the future, the 138 and all of those things, sir.
Yeah, no, and that's and from what I'm understanding, Airman Castle, from what you're saying, that's your right, and I also believe if you fill in in your heart and your brain that that's the right thing to do, then you should do it.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, last thing too that you said about 5 minutes ago that's still in my brain right now. So you said in my rebuttal or within the situation, there were some things that I may have been right on, which implies also I may have been wrong on. I don't know specifically what those things I would have been wrong on. I know it keeps getting brought up. I wasn't going to work. But again, due to the harassment that I was in due to my leadership, that's ultimately the main reason why the judge acquitted me of all the charges. So as of right now in my head, I mean, I could be wrong too, but I don't think I am, I'm not wrong on a single thing. And if I am, I would love my first sergeant to have a on the side conversation with me of what, just to improve on, like they keep saying I wasn't going to work, I wasn't checking in, but I have proof that I was checking in. I have proof of I was texting so many people. Again, the judge took hours to give her a verdict, and it was over a 3-day court martial, but I can't think of one thing that I did wrong on that should have been had me charged with UCMJ stuff and LORs and all that.
Hey, Airman Castle.
Yeah.
I will definitely sit down with you and we can talk about some of those things. For right or wrong, there's definitely a couple of things that we can all do better. So if you're looking for feedback on how things could have been done better, I can 100% sit down and go over those things with you so that we can avoid potential issues in the future as well.
Yeah, potential issues for other people, absolutely, yeah. For other airmen, yeah.
For everybody.
Exactly, yeah. Well, the damage has already been done on me. As everyone knows, I was in confinement for 3 months, stripped my liberty away from me, missed the birth of my son, incurred debt, financial hardship. I had to pay a lawyer over $30,000 at this point that I'm not getting reimbursed back. So stuff like that. So it's hard to move past that stuff, even though I'm going to have to this year to get out with an honorable discharge and not have anything tacked onto me. But it's mostly so future people. Like I said, the damage has already been done to me.
Well, it's one of those things is always being open to feedback, for good or bad. That's the only thing that I ask. If we have that conversation, is just be open to feedback, because that's all it is, just feedback, right? It's just understanding both sides, all perspectives, seeing things from different angles, how things could have been viewed, skewed, anything of that nature. That's all open for interpretation, right? And that's what we have to figure out. But ultimately, going forward is what I'm also here for. So I do have a couple questions in regards to that.
Yes, sir.
I know you said that you just want to get out. My biggest question is, how do you want to get out? I know you say you want all benefits, honorary discharge, things of that nature, and you're on the path for that. You're 100% on the path for that. It's just, what is that path? Is that path end up with retirement, or do you want to get out in October with your current date of separation?
If I get out October with current date of separation, is retirement on the table for that or no?
Because you did not reach 20 years, no.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that's the reason why I asked you that question, because that means that you're going to extend your time to the 20-year mark, if that's what you want.
He was telling me that I would have retirement if I push it right now.
If we go through the NEB process,
Now he's saying if I wait till October, I'm not going to have it.
Because
Yeah.
medical here has not gone through any treatment period, and AMRO is not going to suggest an NEB at this point until you have at least gone through treatment plan here at Cannon Air Force Base.
Yes, sir. I 100% do not want to re-enlist or extend or anything, so October would be definitely my final out or whatever it's called. And I would love to do the skill bridge stuff before that, terminal leave, all that stuff, and get out possibly sooner while being a productive airman at Cannon for this year until that happens. Yes.
Gotcha.
Airman Castle, Chief Baldwin again. Have you been through TAPS yet?
I have been, yes, ma'am.
Would you be open to going again, just so we can make sure that you have all of the resources and background that you may need
Yes.
going forward?
Yes, ma'am. I would be, yes, ma'am.
We can get you, I'll work with Miss Sherry over at the MFRC to see if we can get you in the next class.
Okay.
upon your return.
I know that the next class for TAPS is the last week of this month. I got another airman in there as well.
Oh, it's next week. Maybe the one after that. Next week is one. Or are you talking the week after?
It's the week after.
Okay.
It goes into February, but it is they're doing an executive one for tech and above, and then staff and below is another one for second race.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we'll figure it out. I think it's actually in 2 weeks is the one for the airmen. I will get you scheduled into that one, and we'll get you into that one right away. And then when you get back,
Well, try and put him in the tech and above one, just because of his length of service.
okay.
Which might take you into mid to late February to go into that one, but I would prefer you to be in the tech and above one, even given your rank as a senior airman, just because of your length of service. I think that the information might be more pertinent for you for that one.
Okay.
So it might be late February, March. I'll have to look at the time frame for you,
Okay.
if you're open to that.
Yes, I am open. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I'll figure out those timelines this week before you get back. You were discharged tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's one travel day here from San Antonio.
Yes.
Okay. So, how's house hunting been going for you?
It's good. As of right now, we do. Well, we had a lease about 3 weeks ago, but we had to postpone it. I messaged him yesterday, emailed him, and he hasn't responded. But as of right now, we believe we still have the house in Clovis. But I was extended 2 weeks for this meeting. I mean, this meeting that was rescheduled. But I mean, I think it's good.
Okay. Double check, just make sure everything's good to go. The only thing that I ask is then if you're going to be back Thursday night from drive-in, come see me on Friday. We'll sit down, discuss everything, and then I will take you to go see Chief Lamb for introductions. And that way you can get your house and all that kind of stuff sorted out for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sir, so yeah. So
On
when
Friday, it's meet somewhere else outside the squadron, please.
Okay.
So, sir, Wednesday I get discharged. I was gonna do some packing. Thursday I was gonna do spend the whole day of packing. I have to rent a big U-Haul truck or a Penske truck. I have all my storage stuff here from before the court martial. I have a newborn son or infant at this point, and with my fiance, were you okay if we were planning on leaving Friday morning, and obviously it's a 8-10 hour drive or something like that. But with all the stops we're gonna have to make for the baby, I can't see us getting there in a day. I could get there Saturday if you're okay with that. We can meet up then, or just wait till Monday. But if you need me back till Friday, like it's gonna be hectic for us.
Okay, just up front, technically you're TDY. So if you're discharged, TDY wise, when you do a voucher and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be Wednesday, last duty day there, and then Thursday is going to be a travel day, and then your next day you should be back here to work on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
We can definitely work with that. I'm not going to force you if you got all your stuff down there, but just know that you're probably going to have to take a day of leave for that on the backside of the travel voucher, and you can associate it with that.
Yep. The reason why is a single TDY. I tried to get a family TDY, but it wasn't approved. So Lieutenant Colonel Vasquez wasn't in approval for that. But that, like I said, that has caused a lot of mishap on my end.
Yeah, most members who go to PHP at Laurel Ridge or up there in
It's true. They do it.
So I was supposed to leave them
or
there in the
wherever,
TLF?
it's always just a single member going there themselves.
That's nothing
I know
personal,
you
but
took
that's
family
true.
and stuff like that, but that is a typical thing for AM2 attachments for TDYs. So, and I know that's what you're filed under. But it should only be just one day of leave for you for Friday. Add that to the travel voucher when you get back, and then whenever you get into Clovis, let me know. Give me a call, and then we'll meet up either somewhere in Clovis or somewhere on the base. Sound good?
Sound good, yes, sir. And lastly, Colonel Roche, you were my flight commander, if you didn't know that, at the 33rd Herd. Between 2007 and 2009, I was there under, I think our commander was Major Halavati or something like that. But, yeah, I don't know if you remember me, but yeah, I definitely remember you walking around the hallways and stuff.
No, I do.
Okay.
Hey, and kind of the last question I had for you, Airman Castle. Like I said, I regardless of all of the circumstances, I care about you as a human being, and I want to see you succeed. While your remaining time in the Air Force and also in the civilian world, do you feel like you're in a good headspace right now to be able to do that?
What was the question? I'm sorry. Good headspace to what?
Like, are you in the right frame of mind to be able to finish out your Air Force career strong, and then be able to transition successfully to the civilian life?
I'm not, but I feel as if I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I have to come back. I have to play the game. I have to be productive until I get out and do my Article 138 on my commander and IG complaints. And I'm not going to lie, sir. No, I'm definitely not. I'm extremely agitated, paranoid, irritable. I can't even think at this point, but I'm not going to say I'm good when I'm not. But, I mean, I didn't even know. I don't even have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, so, Counselor, please correct me where I go off the rails here, but, we're here to provide you, and I'll speak from your shirt, and Chief Baldwin and I are here to get you whatever resources you need, and this is very hard. I can't tell you just to change the way that you think or feel or your brain, but I'm hoping that within all of this, that somehow you can see the bigger picture in all of this, right? And that you still have a lot of years left to live on this earth. You've got a fiance and you got a baby that are counting on you, and so I'm just hoping somehow you can be at the point where you come back here, you finish strong, right, and you're able to work on your transition plan for the future.
Man, I think this is it's a good start. I think this is a good start, and I appreciate everyone coming together and doing everything they could to ensure that he finishes off strong, because he's got a solid 18 years up to this point. So.
Yep. And regardless of any circumstances, right, Airman Castle, you served 18 plus years in the military, and I want to see you walk out of the military with your head held high and a plan for the future. So, that's my vision for you, Airman Castle.
I appreciate it, Colonel Roche. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sir, Chief Baldwin again. I will make sure that Senior Ike has my cell phone number for you to take when you get back, in case you need anything once you're back. Because even working over in the ops group, you will still have ties to the mission support group, but I would also prefer that you go through either Senior Ike or myself for anything that you need on the MSG side, okay?
I appreciate that so much too, Chief Baldwin. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, well, I know we only had a half-hour block of time. If you guys have any other questions or any other concerns to address.
The meeting with mental health is here next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe he's meeting with his social worker, Samantha Morales. I think it was like 1,300 or 1,500, something like that.
I'll work with mental health to get a timeline of what meetings that they have in the TTM right when you get back, Castle. And then I'll work with Chief Baldwin to figure out what the way forward is to get you introduced over to the ops group and get you a good game plan and timeline for that as well.
Okay. Colonel Roche, do you want me to get with Tech Sergeant Christofferson on scheduling a meeting with you to prove to you the stuff that I have, or do you want that in an email, or how would you like that, sir?
Well, what I'd say to that question is, right, like there's all the actions that have been taken to include your court martial and all that stuff have already happened. So the 138 is your recourse. Whether you approved to me or not at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? Like what because there's nothing that can change out of that. And so I just go back to the fact of the matter for me is that I care about you as a human being, and I want to see you be successful. And so I think that's what we should be focused on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good. All right. Any other questions or concerns? I'm kidding. No?
Yeah, none from this end. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Same to you. I appreciate it. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.